obviously they have access to the information of this person just joined, said a bunch of stuff. They could see that they just joined. They could see that they're not a regular, messenger, someone who's constantly posting over a long period of time. If they just join and drop some crazy stuff, they're like, oh, crazy stuff, ban the Donald. It's like, come on, really?
They would have to care, though. And
good point.
the fact is, I mean, there's no doubt Spez himself did admit to it. He went in and edited other users' posts on the Donald.
Who's
changed
Spez?
what they said. Spez is the CEO, I believe, of Reddit right now.
Oh, wow.
People were calling him out, and I guess he's got thin skin and hasn't learned how to ignore people on the internet, which is crazy considering his job.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And he went in and edited users' comments.
Wow.
And
people that were being critical of him.
Oh yeah.
Reddit?
They caught him. One of the people they edited was my brother, in fact.
Wow.
Who he said, "Are you kidding me?" He hadn't refreshed the screen from when he had put in the comment. So when he reloaded it on another device, on his phone or wherever he did, he pulls it up and he goes, "This isn't what I said."
Yeah.
This is just not what I said. And he goes back to his computer and compared them, and sure enough, they weren't. And he was caught red-handed. He admitted to it, and mea culpa, mea maxima culpa, but he didn't give a damn. And nobody in the media, he immediately, I think the very next day, he had articles lined up on Mother Jones, actually, on BuzzFeed and several other places, talking about how he's harassed and poor him and the job he's trying to do to fight hate on Reddit.
Yeah, it sounds like that's the Mother Jones, Huffington Post, all these. Washington Post is also another example of this like just propaganda media. Really, is what it feels like. They just use it, and it's mainstream, so it's got to be true, right? So. Because they look, it's on a legitimate site, which is total BS.
Legitimate.
Right. Thank you for that. Someone had to say it. Yeah. In quotes, legitimate site, but that's how they treat it, though. It's like, hey, Washington Post said it. Democracy dies in darkness. Yeah, when you turn the lights off.
Yeah, well, there's a difference between Washington Post 1974, 1973, and Washington Post owned by Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. After when did he buy it, in like 2011 or something, or
something like that? This is just
early 2000s.
That's like comparing New York Times in the 1920s to New York Times after it was bought out by that Mexican billionaire for a while. It changed it, and it's going to. If I bought something and they weren't saying something I like, a newspaper, etc., I'd make them change things. Maybe I would be a little bit more ethical about it than Jeff Bezos, but it's Carlos Slim. That's who bought the New York Times for a while. I don't think he's got it anymore. But yeah,
there's certainly bias though on the left, though. Yep. The New York Times. Yep. And honestly, most media is. Who am I kidding? Like, they've taken over everything. Yep. It's all taken over.
It is, and the getting the word out, any kind of dissenting word is very hard. You might have had Fox News there for a while, but even that was 2 or 3 more talk show type hosts than actual news in the evening. The news bent was always left. Shepard Smith was just as left as anybody on CNN or MSNBC. It's been like that for a lot longer. Some people think that's an immediate, that's happened in the recent past. It's not. Walter Cronkite, as much as people liked him, admitted he was extremely left-wing, said he presented the news in that kind of a tone, and it's always been like that.
Yeah. Well, even I say I'm biased. Everyone's biased.
Absolutely.
It's when you at least admit you're biased. When they deny that they're biased, which they very much clearly are, you have to at least be honest about it. Like, I'm biased. I wanted Trump to win. I voted for him myself. I shine a positive light on him. All the negative light, it's all been debunked to me. So it's kind of silly that people can't stand him anymore.
The,
But I do go ahead.
I was saying the only difference between CNN, MSNBC, and ABC News, NBC News, etc., and the Donald is that the Donald says we're for the Donald.
Yeah.
They all might as well be called the Democrats.
Yeah, it's
I
a good
mean,
point.
it's no different. You know, they
Yeah.
pound the same message, a mirror of the same message we do,
Yeah.
and it's in there day in day out. You know, even my in-laws. You know, my in-laws are just older folks. They just watch what's presented to them on TV, and
CNN.
yeah, and if you tell them, hey, you know, there were Antifa people arrested at those things that happened on January 6th at the
Yep.
insurrection. Oh no, 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 that was all Donald Trump
That's
people.
fake news.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you got no idea. You're just trying to cover for Donald Trump. No, I'm not. You're only listening to one side of the story,
Yeah.
and that's the problem. If you go to a newsstand and every single magazine, every single newspaper you pick up is from the same angle, you know, how can you tell what the full picture is? It's like trying to look at a 3D image in a 2D perspective.
Yeah, good point.